100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Welcome back this week, guys. Before we get started, just a reminder, today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. Good afternoon, Bill. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
We've got quite a bit to talk about. Mostly about the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers and their recent acquisitions. Don't have a lot in the quick hitters. Did hear that Garrett Nussmeier apparently got hurt at practice. Some are saying it was serious. Some are saying it's not so serious. So there's mixed reports. I'm not going to allege that there's any serious injury because I would not put that on anybody. Let's hope the kid's okay. But if he is seriously hurt, that's going to derail their season.
Yeah, that could really hurt them. And he's a DFW kid too. I mean, his dad, former quarterback coach for the Cowboys, and he's a talented kid. That's gonna, if he praying he's not severely injured, but if he is, that's already gonna take a tank LSU season.
Yeah. I hope he's great. I hope he's fine. I hope it's just cramps or something like that, because it's hot in Louisiana as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Let's jump into some Dallas Cowboys talk.
Let's do it.
Let's mainly the bulk of the story right now around Dallas circulating is the war of words between one Jerry Jones and Mr. Micah Parsons, who is probably the best player in our team.
I don't even think that's a question, honestly, but
yeah, definitely the best defensive player on our team.
Absolutely.
I guess you could say CeeDee Lamb will give him a run for his money when you talk about best player on the team. But there's no question about it. He's the best defensive player we have on our team and arguably a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
We touched on this, in the weeks leading up. Why do you wait to the last minute with all of your guys it's their MO, man. They decide, hey, we're going to wait to the last minute to sign, and they're literally the last ones. This season before they even started talking, TJ Watt was extended, Myles Garrett was extended. I'm missing a couple other in there, but those are 2 of the main pass rushers, and they're good in their own, in their own light, but Micah Parsons is pretty close to elite.
He's one of my opinion, he's one of the top 2 to 3 pass rushers in the league. You've already named those other 2, and he's right there with that group.
Correct.
My thing is, John, the Joneses. I mean, Jerry thinks, and I respect Jerry as a businessman. He's a tremendous businessman. He thinks this is like the old days where you can just negotiate everything with a handshake. And he always goes back to I bought the Cowboys with a handshake and we worked out the details later. It doesn't work like that anymore. I'm shocked because he's tried to do it with several other players. I'm shocked the league hasn't been all over his ass about it because you can't, because he's trying to just go around the agent.
That's got to be against the CBA. It's got to be in there somewhere.
That's not how this works anymore.
Yeah.
You can't just, especially with as much money is involved in this league now, you cannot negotiate handshake deals. You can maybe talk back and forth, but Jerry thought maybe he and Micah had a deal just by talking. Even if Mike had changed his mind, it really wasn't a set meeting. Hey, here it is.
Yeah.
People's words do mean something, but the agent has to be involved now.
Let's just kind of backtrack here, okay? So Jerry says that in March he considered a formal discussion. Was happened about their contract. Mike is like, no, that's informal because I told him, that sounds great. Let's discuss it with my agent.
Exactly.
Any smart businessman knows if you're not used to negotiating, Jerry's used to negotiating. He knows what he's doing. I'm not saying Mike is dumb because he's not. Mike is a very smart kid. He's very, very smart.
Agreed.
But he's not an agent. An agent is an expert at that. So he's like, hey, you need to have David Mulgeta in the room before we start talking about you call David Mulgeta, who is by far one of the best agents in the sports world.
He's absolutely one of the better agents in
he's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I think he's a former Longhorn as well.
And John, can you tell me what an agent's job is? What is their job?
Negotiate the best interest of your client.
Yeah, it's to get them the most money and the best deal, period.
Yep. The best deal that you can get it's kind of like a real estate agent, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're doing everything you can to help your customer, your client, your buyer, right? That's the exact same thing that an agent does. Okay. So in March, they have this discussion. When asked about this discussion, like you said, he cites he bought the Cowboys with a handshake. And again, this is not the good old boy system, right? This is not 1989 in February when you bought the Cowboys. By the way, he paid $140 million for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So he bought low, and guess what it's worth now?
Oh, it's a 10 plus
72 times what he bought it for is what it's worth.
Like I said, great businessman, but his way doesn't work. And he's been combative with the media and antagonistic towards Micah Parsons, or Michael Parsons, as he likes to call him sometimes. He's been combative with the media, with Micah, with his agent.
Yeah, he said before the season started he didn't even know who David Mulgeta is.
And
you're so foolish.
That's a lie. That was all posturing. You know it was.
Well, let's just say that Jerry still has not spoken with Micah or David Mulgeta. It's August 5th, 6th.
Yeah.
He still has not spoke with him. He demanded a trade last week. Right now, we'll go into that in a second.
Yeah.
Right? But he demanded a trade last week, and you still have not spoken with your franchise defensive player. Still. So the relationship is obviously deteriorated.
Oh yeah.
Money will make people forget bad relationships. So let's not say that they can't, because that's kind of going to go into what I was going to say next. Is we remember Myles Garrett was like, I want out of Cleveland, I'm out. It made sports news everywhere. I think within 2 weeks he had his deal.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at me.
So
Look at me. I'm making money now. Yeah. It's just
and I think that's probably what Mulgeta told him to do. Hey, it's time to formally request a trade to get the ball rolling to try and get you a contract. That's the new posture from a sports star.
Part of it is posturing, but if you don't get something under control quickly, it's not just going to be posturing. It's going to be their stance, and you're gonna fracture the relationship completely.
There's already stress fractures in the relationship.
Yeah. Oh, it's like you said, it's deteriorating. At one point, it was slowly. I don't believe it's going slowly anymore. The season starts in less than a month.
Now, the other thing is, I believe Micah Parsons is a menace, right? I know he was in the gym all summer looking forward to that contract. He's looking forward to this season. He wants to win, right? He wants to be the player that Dallas expects him to be.
Yeah.
Right. He's very close with Shoddy. That's been mentioned in the offseason. He's very close with all the guys. Let's put it this way, Bill.
Yeah.
He requested a trade last week.
Yeah.
As of today, he's still there at training camp.
He's still at training camp. He's not practicing.
He's not practicing, but he is there.
He's still
helping.
there. Well, because
he's helping other kids.
He wants to be in Dallas. He wants to be a part of this team. He wants to be a leader for this team. How you're going to alienate? You're alienating one of your. Well, I'll say it's easily. It's one of your two best players.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best players in the league at his position. And that's going to do nothing but to help you with negotiations with anybody in the future. You think that's going to make guys want to come there when you try to circumvent the system and go around their agent? And if just because, and you and I both know, we grew up diehards. We love this franchise. Everybody wants to be a Cowboy. It's not. They haven't won a Super Bowl in over 30 years. Not everybody is dying to be a Cowboy.
Not anymore.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have other opportunities, maybe media-wise and lucrative opportunities, endorsement-wise, because you're a Cowboy. But it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make up the difference when you go to another organization. You know you're going to be treated better.
If I'm a free agent and I'm looking to sign somewhere, the biggest brand is Dallas. If championships are my goal, I'm not even looking at Dallas.
No, because that's not what it's about.
I'm not like. We're all, we all have the same, and it's even prevalent in college sports. Why the hell would he go there? I would never go there. It's the same thing in professional sports.
Yeah.
Those guys, when they get to the NFL, when they get to that level, physically and athletically,
mm-hmm.
your alliances go out the window.
Oh,
I may have grown up a Cowboys fan, but if I get drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles and they want to pay me $30 million a year, to hell with the Dallas Cowboys.
Guess who my new favorite team is?
and I don't fault those guys for that. Now I might fault them personally because I hate the Eagles.
Well, of course, but yeah, no,
but that's like saying water's wet when you're a Cowboy fan.
Exactly, I agree.
So Jerry's comment, irks me because he's trying to act like he doesn't care. We know he does.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to posture by saying, I don't know who David Mulgeta is. Who is that guy?
I just feel like he's kind of
losing it. Dude.
He's losing touch a little bit, man. He's slipping, and it's been, you've seen it, little chinks in the armor here and there.
I'm getting serious Al Davis vibes, dude.
Yeah, he's losing it, and Al was losing it in the end too.
He was, and drafting Darius Hayward-Bay. I mean,
you know why? Because he's fast.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So was Ted Ginn Jr. and he was a good pro, but I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't understand what he's doing. I think he's going to be here, right? I think a deal gets done.
I do.
The other thing is, if Micah decides he wants to be a jerk right back, Dallas controls him during the prime years.
Yeah.
They can franchise tag him for 3 years.
Yeah.
And if he decides not to play, it's like his contract pauses. Like if he decides he wants to hold out and he's not going to play, he's technically under contract this year.
Oh, he is.
So if he doesn't want to play, he can get fined $50,000 a day that he's not there, or whatever the case may be. So all that bullshit aside, Jerry's all deadlines make deals. I don't give a shit about that. Pay the man what you owe him, because
it's just going up.
Yeah,
it's all it's doing right now is going up, because he won't. I get it. I don't necessarily love the fact that he wants to just completely blow the market out of the water as far as the edge rushers goes. It's always an incremental thing, and I do believe that they're trying to really, really blow past that. But that's not how it works, and I don't like that part either. But the fact is, you could have had the man last year for a lot less than what he wants now. The price is only going up because you need him. Mm-hmm. Your defense is nowhere close to the same without him.
We got some pieces back, but you don't just replace a Micah Parsons.
No.
There's not a free agent out there. There's not a guy that you could draft this year that would replace Micah Parsons right now.
You got, even if you trade him for, say, 2 first rounds and a third, those 2 guys, most likely you're not going to get what you're going to get from Micah Parsons combined with those 2 guys.
I'm a big believer in draft capital.
Oh, yeah.
Not when it comes to this. Now, it would be fun to discuss what possibly we could get for him, and if the relationship continues to deteriorate at this rate, that might be a real conversation that we're having.
It's gonna, if things don't start to change soon, then it's gonna end up going that direction. The fact is, you do this with all your high profile guys. You
did it with Dak.
You way overpaid.
CD.
You way overpaid with Dak.
Oh my God. Well, I wouldn't say you overpaid with CD Lamb because he deserved it.
That's the one guy. That's the one guy out of all of them that I don't think it's an overpay for.
Yeah, and you saw the things that he said, right? You've seen the things that he said about CD Lamb. There was a comment and CD Lamb retweeted it and was like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Dude, Jerry, what the hell are you doing, man? This is not funny. How?" And I don't know how you look it up. How many millions of dollars in jersey sales has CD Lamb generated?
Oh, yeah.
Same with Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
This fan base loves their players.
Yeah.
You think of Michael Irvin. You think of Troy Aikman. You think of Dion. You think of, all those great Dallas Cowboys from the night, DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah.
Right? Even Romo. I loved Romo. Right?
Me too.
Anyways, these guys that generate all this revenue, it's not just about, being the smartest guy in the room, Jerry, right? Just do what's right by your players so that you can continue, you can try to make it back. And the other thing we're not even discussing about this, it's going to turn into a distraction for Shoddy trying to build a culture.
Oh, yeah.
And it already has started.
In a rookie head coach, a guy's been a coordinator for a long time, that's not the same as being a head coach. In your first head coaching job, your owner is going to handicap you, because even if they do get him signed, he's not practicing. He's missing valuable time, valuable reps in the new system that he needs to be out there. You saw when CD missed most of training camp, and it affected their timing.
The offense was off track for a month, dude.
It affected their timing. It's going to affect the timing of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. It's going to affect because it doesn't just affect Micah. Yeah, he's going to know his stuff, but he doesn't know exactly everything about where he needs to be, where everybody else needs to be. Not everybody is going to be comfortable.
The theory and ways you deploy blitzes and coverages
Absolutely.
With a guy like Micah, it's astronomical. If he were there during training camp, it would be, now if he were active there in training camp, it would be monumental. Now, the last thing I'm going to say about it is, you're a brilliant businessman, but you're shit at this NFL GM
Very
stuff.
much. Oh, yeah.
Just, dude, why don't we just, stop?
Yeah.
You and Steven quit meddling with shit and let the guy that has put numerous players on the radar for you. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely. Will McClay. He's the man that should have been in charge the whole time.
Let Will McClay do his damn job. quit dicking around with it.
Absolutely.
Like, just let him work.
Yep. Agreed.
Real quick, as most of you are aware, the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams are doing a joint practice this week. Not going well for the Cowboys from everything that I've heard. The biggest thing is Dallas struggled most of the day to get the run game going. Jared Verse dominated.
Oh yeah,
which is you expect that. I don't know what we expect out of Tyler Guyton to begin with.
Yeah,
but if Tyler Guyton is a starter, and he gets dominated, you can only imagine what the guy behind him is going to do. Reports are Dak threw 2 interceptions in 11-on-11 drills. One was in the red zone, which isn't. I mean, you're implementing an entirely different offense.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be some bumps in the road. He's coming back from injury. He's trying to adjust to new players. With Jadon Blue, and getting on time with the receivers. You can't just do that. Just running routes in the off season. That there's a lot that goes into that. Your bump and run coverage and all that other stuff. It's going to come into play.
Yeah, and losing your starting tackle it's going to put you behind, but also on the defensive side of the ball, from what I've been hearing, they can't stop the run.
Yeah,
and it's that hasn't changed. That's been a problem for the last several years. Teams are just going to continue to run the ball down your throat.
Yeah, when we play Washington, it's going to get ugly. When we play Philadelphia, it's going to get ugly.
Detroit's going to kill us again because they've got 2 amazing running backs.
Yeah,
teams that are already really good at running the ball are going to continue to just shove it down your throat, and your offense won't be on the field.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is, you've got all this stuff that you're trying to correct, and on top of that, right, you've got a new run game coordinator, you've got a new offensive line coach.
Yeah,
I think you got a new running back coach. Your defensive staff is entirely new.
Yep.
Like this is not the time to have distractions.
No.
And like Brian, very funny. Did you enjoy those 3 Super Bowls? How about them Rangers? Very funny, Brian. Yeah, they're
just dysfunctional, man.
Yeah,
dysfunctional.
We'll get into the Rangers later, Brian. But with the Cowboys, Joe Milton had a 75-yard touchdown throw to Jalen Brooks. I'm sorry, on a post route.
Oh well. We know that guy's got that guy's got an incredible arm. He's an incredible athlete.
He's got a cannon for an arm. Who he reminds me of physically, like athletically and physically? He reminds me of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Just his build, how big he is, how big his arm is, how athletic he is. Just like he's one of those guys that gets out there and he can just out athlete you,
I would love it if he was that kind of quarterback.
He might get his chance because the track record, and I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy or negative Nelly, whatever you want to call him. Dak has not had the best track record the last few years with health, so he might actually get his shot. You never know.
Like I said, if other teams are controlling the ball, running it down our throat, and they're scoring on us, we're going to be playing from behind. If we're having to throw the ball all the time, our offensive line, which is suspect already, is going to be in trouble, and we might end up with another injury to our quarterback. So,
oh yeah, and it's already shown that his body's starting to break down.
That's okay. You're only paying him $60 million.
I don't even like.
I don't
even know what to say to that. But Milton actually left with a minor hand injury. Yeah. He didn't return. Apparently, he came down on a helmet. Of course, that happens when your offensive line can't block for shit. But came down on a helmet. So he was out. Nothing serious. They just took him out for precautions, and they had is it Will Greer in, and he ended up throwing an interception. So he's picking right up where the starting quarterback left off. Tyler Guyton was there. He was not playing, right? He's still nursing that injured knee.
Yeah.
But they're not ruling him out to be there for week 1, which is some good news. And Tyler Smith also took snaps in 11-on-11. he had some knee tendonitis last week that was keeping him out, but he was in this week. If Tyler Smith is not healthy, your offensive line is not going to be good at all.
You got no chance.
You've got zero chance. He's that kind of guy that he is legit. When you think about losing Zach Martin, now he was starting to regress, and it was pretty clear. But when you have a guy like Tyler Smith there waiting on the offensive line, that helps soften that blow a little bit. Now, the Cowboys open preseason against the Rams on Saturday at SoFi Stadium. Mm-hmm. We'll see. It's going to all be about timing.
Yeah.
But we'll see how things go.
The weapons are there, but you've got to be able to protect your quarterback.
It's kind of like having the puzzle pieces, but you don't actually have the pieces that the puzzle goes in.
I got you.
Right? Yeah. It's like the little kid puzzle piece, right? There's 12 pieces, and it's a giraffe, right? But you don't have the freaking giraffe slot to put all your pieces in. We're really struggling when it comes to continuity right now from what I'm hearing. Now, you do hear good things about, Jadon Blue had a good play. Jalen Brooks, I really like him. I think he's going to end up replacing Jalen Tolbert on the depth chart. I've not heard good things about Jalen Tolbert.
He had a solid year last year, man. But he just from everything I've heard, it has not been a good training camp for him, and you got to see more. I know Turpin's going to touch the ball a ton more this year. Yeah, which I think it should have happened in the past, but I think Schottenheimer's definitely going to have him involved.
I don't like having guys that small touch the ball a whole lot because you're small. You're not going to hold up against those injuries from those big linebackers. You're going to get smacked. Yeah. Now, he's such a weapon in special teams that you have to do something, especially if you're going to struggle moving the ball.
Oh yeah.
But with guys like Turpin and even Flournoy, I've heard he's pretty shifty as well. Mm-hmm. He's young, but maybe he's your guy if you're leaning more on Turpin in the offense. Maybe Flournoy is your guy. I think he's out of Missouri State. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's your guy on special teams. But for everything that I've heard, not super great. Not super great practices going on right now with a legit team now.
Yeah, I want so badly for this team to do well, but it's just it hurts my heart to see it like this. But it kind of is what it is right now, man. I don't have super high expectations for this team. I think if they somehow find a winning record, 9-8, I think that's about as good as you can expect.
I would almost rather you go 5-5 and 12 or whatever it is, and have a pick towards the top and just reload.
Yeah,
if this thing is this thing is falling apart, just do it, man. Resign Micah. Let Dak play out his contract and look who's going to be in the draft next year. I can tell you, ideally, what would happen with me.
Well, I don't believe I would love it too. We don't. I
don't even have to say
his name.
Yeah, but I'd even take Nussmeier.
I wouldn't be mad at it. Kid's a hell of a talent.
Now he'll be this year. I think the guy we're talking about won't be until 2027. So.
I would tend to agree with you there.
But to each their own, and man, the Cowboys really need some help. Injury bug bit them, and we really couldn't afford it right now. So, it is not looking good for our Cowboys. So when we come back, let's jump into some Texas Longhorns real quick, and then we'll go into some Texas Rangers baseball.
Sounds good. All right.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
All right. Welcome back. Today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. Well, I'm just going to touch on the Texas Longhorns because we owe quite a bit of time to the Texas Rangers.
Indeed.
So real quick, UT is actually ranked number one in the coaches poll for the first time in program history.
Say that again. Say that again so I can hear you.
The University of Texas is ranked number one in the coaches poll for the first time in program history.
I like the way that sounds.
Sounds great.
We just need to end up there.
Just got to tap it in.
We got to end up there. I'm more concerned with that ending, but the beginning sure is nice.
I'm a firm believer. I don't care where we start as long as we finish number one.
That's exactly it.
That's where I'm at. So just quickly, the top five ranked are Texas number one, Ohio State number two, Penn State number three, Georgia number four, and Notre Dame number five. And then Clemson is number six. I would actually have Clemson higher up personally. I think they're a top three team. I would bump Penn State down. That's just me personally. Notre Dame.
I've seen a lot of people that are really, really high on Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, until they can prove they can do it, I think he's a good coach, but Rich Franklin, he's just got to prove it, dude. He's been there since 2014.
Yeah, I agree.
And he hasn't really gotten close.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where, you had Saquon Barkley and you couldn't get close. I think they beat Ohio State that year that they won the national championship. But, I mean, really, other than that, what have you done?
I'll say this about the rankings, and I got a good friend of mine, one of my coworkers he's from Oregon. He's a huge Ducks fan, and I saw their schedule, and if I'm looking at their schedule correctly, they somehow avoid Ohio State and Michigan this year. Their only real severe test is they have to go to Happy Valley and play Penn State in a night game, in a whiteout game. To me,
that's tough.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But to me, that's the only game on their schedule that they really
played. That means we're going to play more formidable Big Ten teams from the SEC than they have in 2 years.
Than they are. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
They played Ohio State at home last year. I got Ohio State at home last year. And granted, they won that game, but it was at home. They have somehow avoid both of those two teams. They're only and I'm not poo pooing that in any way because a night game in Happy Valley with everybody wearing white it's going to be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the only game that you've got on your schedule that is really scary, you're sitting there looking at a playoff spot already.
And they should be pretty healthy at that point too, so
just my opinion. I'll just throw that in there. That's all I have to say about top 25.
Just some quick hitters on Texas.
Yeah.
The defense is deep and talented at every position. I think we're talking about the best defense in the country. I'm not saying that to be a homer. I think Texas will be carried by their defense. Andre Kojo, he was battling for that starting right tackle spot. He tore his ACL sophomore. I think he's somewhere around Houston.
It's definitely going to hurt the depth.
It's going to hurt the depth, but this is what Kyle Flood is paid to do.
Yeah.
He recruits big humans for a reason. There's some kids that have been in the program for a couple years. They should be okay. I've heard that they moved true freshman Nick Brooks over to be the backup. He's listed at 6'7", 349 pounds. That is a large fella.
He's a big fella. I think you and I both were under the impression that Brandon Baker was going to win that right tackle spot anyway.
Yeah, I think he was ahead. And I'm not going to say it, but I think Kojo is going to have a tough time getting that spot back. And I'm not going to say that I want him to go in there, but he's probably a kid that you're looking to portal this offseason, possibly. I don't want him to.
Well,
I love the kid. I think he's great. But
if Brooks is as talented as you believe he is, then yeah, I think Kojo's probably he's really not going to have a spot.
Right. He just kind of got forced out, and the injury is really bad luck.
Yeah.
Arch Manning, man, he's doing his thing. Reports are that he's hosting walkthroughs after practices when Sark is going home. That's not stuff that you see from a 19, 20-year-old kid.
You love to hear that, man. His teammates love him.
He's the unquestioned leader of that team.
Oh, no, without a doubt.
It's not even close. I will say that the defense appears to hold the upper hand at practices.
Yeah.
But
that defense is, especially that front seven, the guys coming off the edge, and
you've got like 6
it's legit
starting defensive tackles that you can rotate the entire game.
That's massive dudes
that started other places that are going to rotate here. It is.
We have the best edge room in the country with Colin Simmons. It was a freshman of the year.
Yep.
Ethan Burke. You're gonna see Trey Moore move to linebacker. He's still gonna be rushing the passer. Anthony Hill's a great linebacker. He's still gonna be rushing the passer. Brad Spence, the transfer from Arkansas,
they moved him to pass rush.
He's gonna be rushing. You got
Zena Umeozulu.
Ethan, was it? I said Ethan Burke already. What's the other kid's name I'm thinking of?
There's a freshman, Justice Terry. He's going to get some burn at edge as well.
Yeah, he'll be playing. He'll play all over that D.
God.
He'll play all over that D line.
Oh yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife.
Oh yeah.
Now they are saying that Parker Livingstone is a kid from Lucas Lovejoy.
He is.
Continues to turn heads at practice. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good sign. He's a guy that's not. When you think of the receivers at Texas, you don't think of Parker Livingstone, right? You think of the kid Mosley that they got out of Stanford. Mosley,
transfer. Yep.
Yeah, you think of Ryan Wingo, right? You don't think of Parker Livingstone, and he is legit.
Well,
now
he came in with this class last year where you had one receiver that's a 5-star and another one that was a high 4-star, and Livingstone was like the third or fourth receiver they took, and he's showing out, kids.
Yeah,
stars don't always are not the end all be all of how talented a player he was. JJ Watt was like a 0-star player.
Yep.
And he's one of the best defensive players in the history of the NFL. So,
anyway. 100%. And I will say this. When your offense is practicing against a top defense in the country,
it's going to be better.
You'll be ready for just about anybody.
Yeah.
When you're playing guys and you've got 7 defensive tackles that could start anywhere in the country on one team, that is unbelievably ridiculous.
It's nice.
You know, you got a kid from Ohio State that came in here and he's getting significant burn.
Hero Canoe.
Right. So, and then the kid from Syracuse, I've heard he is just nasty, dude.
Oh, he's
so nasty.
Should be a fun season.
It's going to be fun for Texas. What do you say we jump in some Rangers talk?
You know what, man? I'm excited about where they've been overall. They lost today. They lost a really tough one today to the Yankees. They did win the series. You know, they won the first 2 games of the series, and they lost this afternoon. That dropped them 4.5 back of the division and dropped them into a tie. A game and a half behind the final wild card spot. They're tied with Cleveland now. A game and a half behind the Yankees. Obviously, you win today, and you're a half game ahead of the Yankees.
Yeah,
but you're right there. It's for the taking.
Yeah.
A big part of that, I've got to heap a ton of praise on my guy Nathan Eovaldi. Nate has just been disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at overall on the season, and he doesn't have enough innings to qualify for a lot of these the big stats that you have, but he's not far off innings wise. But you just look based on you say he has enough innings to qualify. You look at where he's at. His ERA is 1.38. The next closest guy in all of Major League Baseball is over a 2, and that's Paul Skeens, who's most likely going to win the Cy Young. He's most likely going to win the Cy Young in the National League.
Yeah.
And his is a 2.2, so it's over points. It's over well over half run better than the next closest guy.
So Nate Eovaldi's last 6 starts, he's 6-0 with a .47 ERA.
It's unreal. It's like a video game.
I don't even think you can do that on a video game, honestly.
It's unreal. You got his whip, his wins, hits, innings pitched, that is .84. That would rank second in Major League Baseball by 1 point, and his batting average against is first. The entire league, not just lefties or righties, the entire league is batting 186 against him. That's unreal. Mm. But he is the epitome of a stalwart, a big game pitcher. If you want to halt a losing streak, if you want to give the ball to a guy in game 1 or game 7 of a playoff series, that's your guy right there, because he's gonna, even if he doesn't have his best stuff, he's gonna battle you and battle you and battle you, and there's no quit in that guy. And he meant so much to that World Championship team 2 years ago. And to me, he is the unquestioned leader of this team, like you were talking about with Arch Manning. Yeah. I don't think there's a question. Yes, you're paying Corey Seager and Marcus Semien all that money, but to me, Nate Eovaldi is the leader of that team.
I mean, that's kind of the reason they just gave him a bonus. Like he didn't make the All-Star team, but they gave him the All-Star bonus because there's no doubt about it. He freaking deserved that.
And I agree. And I don't understand why, but if you look at a lot of the pitcher rankings in the American League, I don't know if it's just because he doesn't have enough innings to qualify.
Probably, yeah.
They don't even have him listed in the top 10. That is an absolute joke. The man, if you can't see he's one of the best pitchers in the league right now, then you probably need to go back to get on the internet and find out what baseball actually is, because it's comical that they don't think that. The Rangers, after this, they got this series win over the Yankees, and they're coming off a rough stretch where they lost 2 of 3 in Anaheim and 3 of 4 in Seattle, 2 of your division rivals, one of them which you're chasing right now in the wild card race. And one of the main things that you needed at the deadline, you needed to find a bat, you needed to find a closer. You got neither. And your offensive struggles came back to bite you in a couple of games. But the fact is, Robert Garcia is the man that I believe that they want to be their closer. He's a very talented pitcher. He's had a really good season, and you can be really good in other innings. But as you and many other people have know that it's a whole different animal in the ninth inning when you have to shut that game down in a 1-run game. This guy, they put him in a spot in the first two games they put him in to close down the games. He gives up the lead in both games, And then today you don't put him in at the end of the game, but you put him in a tie game in the 7th. And what does he does? What does he does?
He gives up
Easy for me to say. What does he do? He
what he
gives up,
does is he gives up a dinger to Goldie.
and to give up the lead, and they end up losing the game.
Yeah.
He gave up 0 home runs in July. He's given up home runs now in his first 3 outings in August. They went to Mayton last night, and he shut the door. Didn't sweat it. But I worry that that's going to come back to bite him in the butt when you did not have a you do not have a closer. I mean, I respect Boch. I'm gonna go with. I mean, the men's won 4 championships now, but the fact that they didn't come up with a closer it could hurt. It could come back to bite them. Now, granted, they closed games with Leclerc, in the World Series, but
yeah.
I mean that's not something you can go to every time. Now, I'm hoping Josh Sborz comes back, but I've been hearing he's going to come back for a while, and he's still not back.
Yeah, they seem to push it back weekly, and I don't know if they're just trying not to rush him or if he's having setbacks or, but Sborz, he closed out the winning game in the World Series.
Oh yeah,
right. He struck out, forget who it was, but he struck him out. Then he threw his glove down, and the rest is history, right?
Oh yeah.
I agree with you. Sborz at best, I think he's a setup man.
He's not a closer.
Yeah, he's a late innings guy, but he's not a closer.
No.
Right. So, that tells me that the what Pittsburgh wanted for Bednar, we were not willing to give up.
No.
Which was probably Walcott. And I don't blame them for saying you can go to hell. I'm not giving you him.
Honestly, I think what you gave up for one of the guys we did acquire. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. One of the guys we did acquire, I think you gave up those same pitching prospects. I think those probably would have got the job done for Bednar, because what the Yankees gave up for him wasn't worth as much as what we gave up to get Merrill Kelly, the starter. That's which true. I'm not poo-pooing that move, because I think it's a good move, especially with.
Yeah, because as soon as they did it, they sent down Rocker. I mean, which, he had a couple of good games there towards the end, but,
yeah,
Merrill Kelly was a guy that you need to add to your rotation, because you had an obvious hole there, because you literally never knew what you were going to get out of Kumar Rocker.
Yeah, and the thing is now it's the Merrill Kelly addition is going to be even more important if the recent struggles of Jacob deGrom continue. I don't know. I don't believe it's the fact that Jake's I don't believe he's losing his touch. I just think some things, he's not hurt.
Something mechanically
he's not hurt. Something's just been off.
Mm-hmm.
He also has pitched a lot more this year than he has in the last few years combined.
He's probably got a lot of fatigue setting in at this point, I would imagine.
If they stay on their regular schedule, you're looking at probably 10 starts for him. I think that you have to start considering at least a couple of times the rest of the year.
Skipping a start.
Skipping a start, maybe skipping 2, maybe give him. I don't want to see more than 8 from him, because he's going to need a break, especially if you're going to want to have him fresh in the playoffs. He's a guy that you're going to want to ride.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Leiter didn't pitch great today. The walks got him, but I think he's going to be a solid player down the stretch. You added Merrill Kelly. You're going to need to slip deGrom in there. You slip him a day off in every now and then.
And the other thing too is, we got John Gray back. I know he's kind of been getting shelled.
He pitched good. He pitched good last night.
Last night he pitched well, but there was it LA or was it Seattle where he just got absolutely locked.
He gave up the house.
My God. I was like, dude, really? Because the first couple times he came out, he looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And then he just hung something, and
I think we were talking. I think we were talking that night when the game was going on, and he just completely crapped the bed.
Yeah.
But
I was like, oh shit, here we go.
He's not going to start for you, man, but he's going to be. I think he's going to be good in long relief. It's just going to take him some time to get back.
Yeah.
And like I said, you did add a couple of good bullpen guys at the bullpen with Danny Colomb from Minnesota and Phil Mayton from St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
but guys that are going to be good, solid pieces for you, and they're going to help you win ball games. But and the offense
He
has been
did not.
the
He
offense has
did
been a
not
lot.
address
The
the
offense has been a lot
biggest.
better.
Yeah,
but you still don't have a closer.
Yeah,
So
that was
I don't.
The idea of going into the postseason without a closer
Yeah.
is asinine to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe that's the grand scheme of Spores is the closer.
I don't know, man.
He can't stay healthy, man.
To me, it's not Garcia either.
Oh no, God no. I don't know what the answer is. I do know that what Robert Garcia has done for us recently is not acceptable.
No.
And giving up run, like, I know these guys aren't expected to be perfect.
Yeah.
I know us as fans, we expect them to be perfect, but
Yeah.
they're not perfect, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you're in high leverage situations. You're playing against the best hitters in the world. Even on the worst team, those guys are world class hitters.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna hang a curveball. You're gonna leave a fastball over the plate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That shit happens. But man, like you said, Boch has coached and won 4 World Series.
Yeah.
We need to trust him to do what he's doing. But at some point, what's the definition of insanity?
You doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
He did the same thing with Luke Jackson. And as soon as they got a chance and they got healthy enough, they shipped his ass out of here. Which, thank God, I'm happy I can sleep at night now.
We were all happy about that.
But now we've got another issue. Now the difference is, I think Robert Garcia is 22 or 23. He's young. He's a young kid.
Yeah, he's a pretty young guy.
He's a pretty young guy. Now he could just be off mechanic, kind of like DeGrom. I'm not saying he's on DeGrom's level.
I just think it can't be in the role that you want him in. I think he's going to be solid for you. I just don't think he's going to fit in the role you want. And you look at the bullpen as a whole, it's deep. Mm-hmm. Especially you get Chris Martin back, Sporzy comes back. Mm-hmm. That's a deep bullpen.
It is.
But you've got to figure out the ending. Because you go into the playoffs with like I said, with a healthy DeGrom, with Nate Eovaldi, a healthy DeGrom and Merrill Kelly, you're going to be in every game.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be in every game, especially since somebody decided to make an appearance, John. Somebody decided to make an appearance. One, Jock Peterson has decided to show up and play some ball. He's been on. I'm not going to say he's been on fire, but he's been doing really well.
For the last 2 games, comparatively to what he has been doing, he's been on fire.
No, he's been playing well the last few games, man. You get him back in there. And if he can continue this, and you get playoff Jock, and then you get Jake Berger back and get him healthy, that lineup looks significantly different. Mm-hmm. And somehow Adolis Garcia decides to come around.
It's a
solid offense.
Yeah, that's the sky's. I can tell you one thing right now: a solid offense or not, Devin Williams does not like the Texas Rangers.
Devin Williams, I'm trying to figure out if he actually likes baseball or not, because he has not been well. And all of the Yankees, it's what we talked about. All of the Yankees, additions at the deadline. They had 3 new guys in their bullpen, and then they go out and choke off a 9-run lead against the Marlins.
Oh my God!
They blew the game against us the other night. Mm-hmm. Their bullpen is not. The Yankees won today, but their ship has not been. Their ship has not been going the right direction.
Yeah.
And Judge is just now coming back off the IL. He got a hit in today's game, but this is the first thing he's done in this series was getting a hit today. If he's not completely right, that's gonna be hurting them. They are ripe for the picking. Mm-hmm. I believe your wild card teams. If I had to pick today, I believe your wild card teams are Boston, Seattle, who they made probably the biggest splash at the deadline by getting Eugenio Suarez to play third base for them, which was their hole.
Again.
Yeah, again. But you added him. To me, you've got Boston, you've got Seattle, and you've got us. Cleveland's been on a hot streak lately, but I don't think that's going to last. I really don't. I don't think they have what it takes to continue this. The Yankees, I think the Yankees are vulnerable right now, man. I'm not saying that they don't have the talent, because they do, especially if you get Judge healthy.
Well, the biggest thing with the Yankees is if they slump at the wrong time, their success is predicated on their offense.
Yeah.
And one thing about that is, the only constant there is typically Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton, he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
These are all things that. And the other thing too, man, that Yankees defense is not great.
No, they cannot. Not a good fielding team, not in the least.
They're not good.
They're
so
bad.
Their bread and butter is I'm going to knock the shit out of the ball, and if they're not knocking the shit out of the ball, they're in trouble. Now, adding Bednar and Jake Bird, adding those guys to the bullpen is significant. Now they've struggled a little bit, but. I would expect Bednar is going to get back on the right track.
Bednar, I mean, he got the save today.
Yeah,
and he's a good player. He's a good pitcher. I think he's going to be fine. Jake Bird.
He would look
Jake
great
Bird was never.
Blue.
Jake Bird was never the big guy, a big stud anyway. So
he was just an arm.
Yeah, he was an arm, and
he was available.
Yeah, and he wasn't a big acquisition. And honestly, I hadn't been keeping up with everybody like I normally do. Camilo Doval, who they got from the Giants, I don't know a lot about him. But
he's got good stuff, but
No, the Bednar thing I think is going to turn out for them, especially because he has control. They have control of him for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I think they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable. And yes, there's the homer in me maybe. I really believe that if the Rangers find a solution at the back end of their bullpen, I don't know what it's going to be, but if they can find a solution at the back end of their bullpen, this team has as good a chance as anybody to compete. I don't care if it's a wild card. You see, they won every road game they played when they won the World Series. This team is not going to be intimidated by having to play on the road.
That is not a team anybody is going to want to face.
And when you have Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, Merrill Kelly as your three, because with all the off days in the postseason, most times you're just going to run out three starters unless something happens. And I'll put those three against just about anybody's staff.
Yep.
And I mean, like I said, I think they're capable of if they find a. Granted, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Yep.
But I believe you find a closer, you find a solution at the back end of your bullpen. This team is dangerous. It really is. And I don't care if you're talking about Seattle, the Yankees, Houston, Philadelphia. None of those teams scare me. We can play with any of those teams.
Yep.
So
I agree.
And I'll say this: I'm not a Brewers fan per se, but they are a small market team, and I have friends and family that root for the Brewers. And the fact that they have the best record in baseball. As a small market team, that does kind of make me happy because I did like the Brewers as a kid growing up with Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, and Harvey's Wallbangers back in the early '80s.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes, John.
Yeah. Well,
enjoyed it, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you again, Ensemble Co-working.
Everybody have a good evening.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio. Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Hey, I'm on vacation. If you don't like your life, then you should go and change it. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day. Every single day,